Hello, good day and welcome. I'm Timotab and today I'm going to solve Mini Orb by DiMono. If you would like to try solving this puzzle for yourself, it'll be the first link in the description. Let's have a look at the rules. This grid has 5 overlapping 4x4 sudoku grids and 4 3x3 Latin squares. So our sudoku grids are the ones that are 4x4 in a color. So we have those. And then we have 3 3x3 grids in here as well. Oh, we have one more Sudoku grid right in the middle with the thick border to make that a little easier to see. Okay, each 4x4 Sudoku grid must include the digits 1, 2, 3, and 4 once each in every row, column, and box. So that is standard 4x4 Sudoku rules. So every row, every column, and 2x2 box will contain the digits 1 to 4. Each 3x3 Latin square, that's these, must include a different set of 3 digits, once each in every row and column. So we're going to select 3 of the digits 1, 2, 3, and 4 for each of these Latin squares, or deduce the 3 digits, I should say, really, and make sure they are different in every row and every column. Digits along an arrow must sum to the digit in the attached circle. So if this were a 4, this could be a 1 and a 3, for example. Okay, I am going to restart the puzzle to reset the timer, and let's begin. I think the obvious place to look is here. So this is a minimum of a 1-2 pair. That has to be at least 1. That sums to 4 at a minimum, which is the maximum that this is allowed to be. So that is indeed a 4. That is also a 4. That's a 1. That is a 1-2 pair. This arrow is the sum of those two, which must be different. So that is a 3 or a 4, and there is a definite 1 in one of those two. This arrow is likewise 3 or 4. And that's from 1, 2, and 3 with a definite 1. Actually, I'll pop those pencil marks in. That digit is just going to be that digit. That could be as low as 2, so I'm not going to mark that up just yet. Okay. Well, this one tells me that that must be a 1. That gives me a 2-3 pair there. That is a 2-3 pair there. So this Latin square must have 2 and 3 in it, with either 4 or 1 as its remaining digit. Those are from 1, 2, and 3 with a definite 1 there. That's where the 4 goes. Those are from 1, 2, and 3, and that's not a 1. That's a 4. That is a 2-3 pair. Okay. Where do we look next? Okay, we get a 4 in one of those two. That's a 4. That's a 3. 3, yeah, we've got a 1-2 pair in the box. So that's now a 2, that's a 1, and that is a 2. That makes this a 1. And this is now our 1, 2, 3 Latin square. So that's a 1. That's the last remaining place for a 1 in the square. So these are all from 2 and 3, and we'll have to resolve that later. That 1 means that is not a 1. That 3 means that's a 4, so that's a 3. That has to be a 4 in the column. That's a 2. That's 1 and 4, placing a 2 there. That's where the 2 goes. That's a 1. That's a 3. That's a 4. That's a 1, and that's a 3. Okay, this now has a 1 and a 3 in it, but it can't have a 2 in it. So this is the 1, 3, 4 Latin square. All right. Central sudoku makes this a 1, 4 pair. This is a 2, 3 pair. That's 1, 3. One of those is a 2. That 1, 4 pair does not look at that. It's really easy to make a mistake like that. Okay, if that is 2 or 3, that has to be a maximum of 2. So that's a 1 or a 2. If that's a 2, that's a 1, 3 pair, making that a 4, that a 1. Yeah, so if that's a 4, that's a 1, and that's a 4. If that's a 3, that's a 2, and that's a 1. If that's a 3, that's a 2. That could still be a 2 with that being a 4. If that's a 1, that's a 4, that's a 1. That's a 2. That is a 2. That's 3, that's 1, that's 2. And that has to be a 2, which would match. Okay, I think then that is not where I need to look. Okay, this is missing a 2, this is missing a 4. So that's missing either 1 or 3, and this is missing either 1 or 3. But it definitely has 2 and 4 in it. And that can't be a 4. So we've got 1, 2, 4, and 2, 3, 4. Okay. One of those is a 4. Okay, that's 3 or 4. That's 1, 4. That's 1, 3. Does that help any? That's 4, that's 1, that's 2, 3 pair. No, I'm not seeing how that helps. Why am I struggling with this? Okay, that might help to see. That 2 means that that's not a 2, that's a 1, 3 pair. That's a 3. That's a 2. Okay, that helped a little bit. So this is either a 1 or a 3. But we've already had the 1, 2, 3, and we've already had the 1, 3, 4. So we've got 1, 2, 4 left, or 2, 3, 4. So that's a 2, 4 pair. And that's a 2, 4 pair. Ah, that's interesting. It feels like. So if this is 2, then that's 1 and 1. Which would place one there. If this is 4, that could be 2, 2 or 1, 3. Which is still restrictive. Okay. Clearly feels like I'm missing something that I should just have figured out by now. Okay, there is a 2 in one of those two. So 2 is not in there. But this Latin square needs to have a 2 in it, I think. 1, 2, 4, or 2, 3, 4. Yes, so that's a 2. Okay. Let's think about if this is a 1, and that's going to resolve a bunch of stuff up here and here. In fact, that's the only way that all of this is going to get disambiguated. I still think it can go either way. If that's 1, and that's 3, that's 1. That's 2, 3. That's going to give me a deadly pattern. So by uniqueness, I can tell that, but I don't want to use that because I don't want to assume that this puzzle is unique. So what's that? This is either 1, 2, 4, or it is 2, 3, 4. Same here. So there's a 4 in one of those. How does that help? That makes that 1, 2, or 3. There's a 4 there. There's a 2 there. Right, if that's 3, that's 1, that's 4, that's 1. Which makes that 4. Okay. If that's 2 and that's 1, then that's 3. That's 4, that's 1. That's 3, that's 3. Wait. If that's 1, that's 3. That has to be 2. And that has to be 3. Okay, if that's 1, that's 3, that's 2, and that has to be 3. So that can't be a 1, 2. So that's definitely a 4. That makes this a 1, 3 pair. This is a 2, 4 pair. Still doesn't tell me which of those is which, except that is now a 1. So now in this central Sudoku, that is a 4. So that's now 4. That's not a 1. That's a 2, 3 pair. And this becomes a 1, 4 pair. All right. That means that this is a 3. Because this is the 1, 2, 4 Latin square. This is the 2, 3, 4 Latin square. So that's 3. 1, 3, 1. Sorry, 1. That's 2. That's 3, that's 2, that's 3, 2, 3, and 2. Good, we managed to resolve that without resorting to a uniqueness argument. Awesome. This is 2 or 3 by the row. Okay. That's 2 or 3. Right, that can't be a 1. Sorry, that can't be a 4. So that's a 1 or a 2 by Latin square. If that's a 3, then that's a 1. So that's a 1. And that's a 2. Does that work? Oh, well, that's a 1 or a 3. At least do that. Okay. That is by Latin square 2, 3, or 4. So one of those is a 4. It could be 3, 4, 2, 1. All right, what's going on here? Can they both be 1s? If they are both 1s, then what is that digit? A 3. So that seems quite reasonable. But if they're both 1s, that's a 3, that's a 2, and then that's broken. That's the only way for that to be a 2, so that therefore must be a 4. So that's a 2. That is not a 4. Okay. So now we have a 4 in one of those two. That can't be a 4, so that can't be a 4. So that's a 4, and that's a 4. Okay. We are making progress. Can both of those be a 2? If both of those are a 2, then that's a 1, that's a 3, that's a 3, that's a 1. Yeah, I don't see why that doesn't work off the top of my head. Okay, that's 2, 3. That's 3, 4. That digit there sees both of those, and it's not a 4, so it's a 1 or a 3. Okay. But this digit sees both of those digits. So that can't be 1, 3 pair, so that's 2s. Oh, didn't mean to do that one. That's 2s to make that 4. That makes that 1. That's 3. That's 3. That's 2. That's 1. Just needed the right insight. That's 1. That's 3. 1 and 3. That makes that 2. That's 1. By arrow, that's 3 and that's 2. Now on the red, that's a 2. That 3 makes that a 4. That's 2. And we get a 1, 3 pair in there. This becomes a 4 and a 2. That makes that a 3 and a 2. And that's a 1 and a 3 and 1 and 3. This is 4 and 1. Okay, let us complete this Latin square on the right. That now is a 3, making that a 1 and a 4. That's a 1 and a 3. That is a 1 in the yellow, making that a 3, and that's a 2. That resolves that. That's now 4 and 2 and 4 and 3. And that's that Latin square done. That is now a 2 here. That's the only place left for a 2 in the row. That's a 4. That's a 1. And that's a 4. Yep, no, that was really nice. Some really good logic that just a couple of tricky bits, just realizing that that 1-3 saw both of those cells, which is what finally was the last major deduction. So yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. Potential for confusion. I could easily see myself, if I hadn't taken care of seeing that 1-4 and making that a 3, which would have been disastrous. But yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Thank you, DiMono. That was a really fun puzzle. So yeah, if you like this solve, then please hit the like button. You can subscribe to see more, and I would love to hear your comments. I'm looking forward to next time. Be seeing you.